If you had any superpower, what would it be? Now, before we begin, please like this video and subscribe so that I can keep making videos like this for you guys. So, if you had any superpower, what would it be? I'd like to think I'm a pretty normal person. I don't really get starstruck all that often. But there is one person in the world who I would love to meet, and if I had a superpower, I would use it to meet this person. It would be the power of teleportation. With the power of teleportation, I could go anywhere in the world instantly. I could visit all of the places I've always wanted to see. I could experience all of the things I've always wanted to do. And I could meet someone who I admire very much. There are so many people in the world who have done amazing things. People who have accomplished more than I ever could in a lifetime. And if I could just meet them, if I could just shake their hand, if I could just tell them how much their work has inspired me, that would be an amazing thing. But when it comes to superpowers, we all have our limits. We all have our boundaries. There are some things that we simply will not do, no matter how powerful we become. For example, I would never use my powers to harm others. I would never use my powers to take revenge on someone. And I would never use my powers to make someone else suffer. Even if I had the power to do these things, even if I had the power to make someone else's life a living hell, I would never do it. Because at the end of the day, we all have to live with our choices, and I would never do anything that would cause me to lose my own humanity. So if you had any superpower, what would it be? Some people might say they'd want to be able to fly. They'd want to soar through the skies like a bird. They'd want to feel the wind beneath their wings. Other people might say they'd want to be invisible. They'd want to be able to go anywhere without being seen. They'd want to be able to hear other people's conversations without them knowing. Still, other people might say they'd want to have super strength. They'd want to be able to lift heavy objects. They'd want to be able to protect those who are weaker. But what about you? What would you choose? Invisibility might seem like a pretty cool power to have, but I don't think I'd want to be invisible. I think I'd want to be seen. I think I'd want to be able to connect with other people. Super strength might sound like a pretty useful power to have, but I don't think I'd want to have super strength. I think I'd rather be able to help people in other ways. Flying might seem like a pretty fun power to have, but I don't think I'd want to be able to fly. I think I'd rather stay grounded. Because at the end of the day, we all have our limits. We all have our boundaries. There are some things that we simply will not do, no matter how powerful we become. So if you had any superpower, what would it be? Would you use your powers to help others? Would you use your powers to make the world a better place? Or would you use your powers for more selfish reasons? Well, if you're like me, then you'll choose to use your powers for good. You'll choose to make the world a better place, because that's what superheroes do. That's what heroes do. They don't use their powers to harm others. They use their powers to help others. They don't use their powers to take revenge on someone. They use their powers to make things right. So if you had any superpower, what would it be? Well, the choice is yours. But whatever you choose, remember to use your powers for good. Remember to use your powers to help others. Remember to use your powers to make the world a better place, because that's what heroes do. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe so that I can keep making videos for you guys.